is your... can I start, Riff? Or you have a question? Does anybody have a good question for today?
No, it's your job to get the questions, Sam. You are the philosopher here.
Sui has one.
What's the weirdest film you've ever seen, and what was it about?
And your?
I'll start. I don't know if any of you have heard about a movie called The Room. It is like this cult. It's like the best, worst movie that has ever been done by anyone. Like nothing ever makes sense. And actually, some years ago, James Franco and Seth Rogen, they are like such fans that they came up with this movie called The Disaster Artist, which is like about when they made The Room. And you should. It's just like I would recommend you to watch the original Room movie. It's the best worst film ever done. It'll make you feel so weird. Like it'll question you in so many levels. But yeah, that's a Room. I'll pass it to Nuggan.
Yeah, I actually saw The Disaster Artist. So I didn't watch The Room. I watched the YouTube clips, which are also amazing. Like devoid of context is also great. It's like very, very weird. But yeah, I was thinking I'm not sure which was the weirdest film I've ever seen. I remember a long time ago I saw one. I think it was called Pi, like the number pi. I'm just looking it up right now. It was a bit strange about some mathematician who just lived by himself and kind of found some secret formula which could predict the market movements. And then like 5 different groups of people started to follow him. Like there was this Orthodox Jews which kind of tried to kill him, and then this mafiosi guys. And it was just very weird because the guy was crazy, so you never knew what was happening where. And in the end, I don't even remember what happened. I think it was just all his fantasy or something. So I'll pass it to Sam.
Oh, by the way, Chewy and Nuggan, do you guys have any agenda topics? So add that into the question.
Not really. Just well, go through how we're gonna communicate some of the hatch stuff, just so that guys are aware of that, and just start gathering some of the advances this week as usual.
Nuggan, do you have any agenda topics?
No, not really.
Okay, cool. Sam? Or I think you passed it to Sam, right?
Yes.
Well, my movie is not going to be very a surprise. It's one that most of you already seen. It's Matrix. I mean, the question is, which is a weird movie? And when I was 10, it was a very weird movie for me. And in some way, it made me think a lot at that point. So I will go with that. And agenda topics, I would like to introduce to new people here the TEC-Conert in order because it's a repo that it's mostly done, but it is going to need some help. And yeah, probably you, Nuggan, and Vitor and Fabio can take some issues from there. Another thing that I would like to discuss is the Hatch frontend. Probably we are going to need the video and the text. I would like to know how we can do that. And as a general discussion regarding the future of Common Swarm and the relation with gardens. But it's like more an open topic, just updates regarding these things. I will pass it to Fabi.
Hey guys. Well, the weirdest movie that I saw, actually, I don't remember the name. It was a movie. Like I went to the cinema. I was planning to see an action movie, and the movie ended up being a comic Japanese movie. It was really strange. I mean, but yeah, I really hate that. So yeah, it was a weird movie that I saw. Related to I wanted to sync up with all of you as usual. I was a little bit quiet past week, so yeah, I wanna sync up with you guys. I'm gonna pass it to Septi.
Thanks, Fabi. Like, actually, the weirdest move I seen was one that Sam told me to watch, and it was one dude that was on, like, it was like the cheapest. At least he told me, like, it was the cheapest movie ever created. It was like the whole movie was one dude on a thing. I don't know the English word, but he was, like, closing, like, where people, when they die, they put on a tomb. Yeah, on a tomb.
Oh, casket.
Oh, casket. Thank you, Chuy. Yeah, he was on a casket, but burned in the ground. But he was alive, and like then he called, like, yeah, it was crazy. He was calling his wife. At the end, I don't want to spoil, but yeah, it was super weird. And yeah, I don't have any agenda topics, and I'll pass it to Pablo.
Thanks, Septi. Agenda topics for today. Maybe discuss the feedback that we got from the Hatch demo, and report my latest work on the front end, and I think nothing else. And about the question, I would say Kung Fury. It was like a Kickstarter project that raised like $500,000. Some guy from Sweden that wanted to make a typical 80s movie, and it's great. Basically, it's about a Miami police officer that goes back in time to kill Hitler. So it has a really crazy argument, but it's really great. I really recommend it. I think David Hasselhoff appears in the movie too, so it's awesome. And yeah, I'll pass it to Pap, I think.
I'm kind of new to all of this. What am I expected to? I just got here.
Sorry, if you have what was the opening question is, what was the weirdest movie that you ever saw? And then if you have any specific topics you want to talk about with the comments form in our weekly sync, also.
Okay. I think the first thing that pops into my mind is Boogie Nights. Chuy recommended it to me. He was like, "You gotta watch Boogie Nights," and yeah, that's probably got to be it. I don't watch a lot of movies, but yeah, I don't think I have any specific topic I want to cover today, but I just want to like learn from this, Cool to see you.
I'll nice, and I'll take it for you because I don't think you saw who went. For me, the weirdest movie, it was a toss-up between Old Boy and Snowpiercer. I think I give it to Snowpiercer mostly because I don't want to talk about Old Boy. But Snowpiercer, where like it's the end of the world and it's like this. It's just really, I loved it. I love the movie so much, and it's also just really weird. There's lots of weird like twists in it. Yeah, and then as far as topics, this is what I have on the agenda. I have votes, obviously updates from Celeste Honey Pot just to check in. Hatch Param parties, bringing Vitor Fabio Nuggan into the mix. TEC-Conert demo that Sam's going to do. Sam had some more updates, and Paulo, you had some updates, but I think I missed them, honestly, unless they were part of the board, and then just going over the board. So hopefully we have a lot to cover, so hopefully we can be kind of snappy about it. That being said, I still want to give Craig some space if he has oh no, Craig left. Okay, so then it's just us. Thank you, Sam, for diving in and changing the agenda. But the first step is any votes. Do we have something to vote on?
I just forget to create the vote. I'm sorry, guys. I had a lot of things to do today. So this night we have this vote, okay?
No worries. Maybe individually ping people too, and that way it gets done.
Yeah.
With the 24-hour thing, it's hard to see the group chats. Cool. Then the next would be Celeste and Honey Pot updates. I ask every time, Fabi, if there's any updates. Usually there's not, but nothing major. But
yeah, I mean, there is nothing major, as you said. The only thing that it was the reward distribution is ready to be claimed on Celeste. So yeah, if you have taken some tokens, you can claim your rewards now. Other than that, I think Celeste and Honey Pot is working really nice. So yeah, that's everything in that side.
Also, an important thing is that Fabi has taken the issue on changing the honey pot for gardens, which is already something that we needed in Commons. So that's super cool.
Yeah. Thank you, Sam. Yeah, actually, I'm working in we are creating a metadata file in order to have the token image and some variable strings to be variable defined on that file. So yeah, it could be customized in an easy way.
And they are also creating a DAO list similar to the token list. So we will be able to add DAO data into a GitHub repository. And for example, you will see Token Engineering Commons with the logo of Token Engineering Commons and maybe the website and the Discord and this kind of thing. So it is going to point any token list.
cool. Okay, cool. Then let's just keep going. Well, and Chewy, you always have your ear to the ground? Was there any other major updates from Celeste or Honey Pot that you heard?
No, not really.
Cool.
Agave staking is live, but I don't think that's related to major OneHive updates.
No, but you know what? That's nice to hear. I have Agave. I'm gonna act on that. Thank you. Okay, cool. Let's keep going. There is Hatch Param parties. Okay, so really quick, medium. So if you guys haven't been to a Hatch Param party, you got to. It is so much fun, and it's getting really political and really interesting. And so it's also like the first step towards the bottom participatory economics. Like we're talking, okay, there were monarchies back in the day, and back then they thought, oh, you can't let people vote. They don't know what they're doing, right? We have the same problem in our economic systems. There's genius economists that come up with everything, the small group, the technocracy, right? They decide because it's too complicated for no one. Well, you know what? That was cool. That was the excuse for monarchies too. So let's build something different. And the TEC is the first one doing it. And these parties it's like a political party, but way more fun. So although it does get political, Chewy, for instance, is a Hatch Tributor maximalist. So, but yeah, definitely come to these events. Nuggan hosts one that's not on here yet because he just messaged me now, but I'll get it up here. What time was yours, Nuggan? Oh, you're muted.
Yeah, I tomorrow at 17 at 5 Berlin time.
Tomorrow at 5 Berlin time.
No,
yeah.
tomorrow at 3. It's Tuesday at 3. Sorry, Tuesday at 3 and Wednesday at 17. I mixed that up.
Yeah. Oh, and Wednesday. Okay, cool. And then Wednesday, what's really interesting is we'll be doing debates. So Monday, Tuesday, propose new parameters. Wednesday is the time for you to pick your favorite parameters and actually talk about them and say why they're the best and tell people on video, like, vote for this set of parameters. They don't have to be yours. They can be someone else's, but you might as well just take someone else's and fork it, change it a little bit, make it yours, right? Anyway, this is a really cool thing happening this week. It would be I really want to encourage everyone to participate, even if you haven't been super active in this process. It's kind of a once in a lifetime thing to be part of the first participatory economy ever. So like seriously consider it and try to make space for it in these other times. So that's that.
Can you share that link in the cafe channel, please?
I would love to.
Thanks, thanks a lot.
Okay. Next is bringing Vitor and Fabio Nuggan into the mix. Hey Vitor, thanks for coming, man. Did Fabio make it? I kind of told him last minute. No. But Nuggan's here as well. So yeah, I'll introduce you. Vitor's been working on the Common Simulator for a long time and also built the dashboard that we're using. And we're going to have some time. And then Nuggan also came in on the dashboard very recently. They're both Rockstar contributors. And we're going to have we're going to focus on making the design great for the next dashboard. And so they have some open space. I don't want that I'm hoping not to let that be too open since we have a lot of work here in Common Swarm. So I just want to, I don't know, Vitor, if you want to introduce yourself from beyond that and what you're interested in.
Oh, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm an electrical engineering student, and I have my most background in Python, but I like to work on a few front end stuff, and I never really worked of a real Solidity project, but I did some tutorials and courses, so I'm eager to work with this as well. So yeah, that's it.
And Nuggan, you want to introduce yourself?
Yeah. Well, I also studied computer science, but it was a longer time ago. Then I did other stuff. But I also have made experience in Python. Have done a bit of front end, but it's not really my strength. I prefer, a bit of more back end stuff. But I'm here to learn and help in any way I can, because as I said, I don't have that much of experience.
Cool. And then Fabio is currently doing part-time with Common Stack and General Magic and doing a lot of the same stuff Vitor has been working on. The dashboard, he's also doing working with Giveth and also working with Balancer on some cool things. And so he's not here right now. I told him during the call, so totally my bad. But yeah, so this is a nice team that has been doing some cool stuff, and they're very aware. Well, at least Vitor and Fabio are very aware of how the bonding curve works with all the models from the simulator. So we good to get them going. And actually, with that, maybe I'll pass it to Sem to take on the convert demo.
Sure, I can share my screen. Okay, so we have here the converter.
I don't see it.
Oh,
Just try doing it again. It'll probably work.
now?
Yeah, it's working.
Okay, so basically, what we have at Common Stack right now, we are finishing the Hatch project, and with the contracts, with the template, with all the applications that it had, the front end, and we are going to be focusing on the Commons upgrade. Once we have the money, we can do two things. One is building something similar to a Gardens with conviction voting, with Celeste. It is going to be very similar to a garden. This is why we are working with the garden swarm because as you know, maybe you don't know, a garden is the generalization of one Hive community. So you can create one Hive, a similar one Hive for other things. We can have a one Hive for artists, one Hive for builders, one Hive for other things, right? And in some way, TEC is going to be a one Hive for token engineers, but with some differences. The main difference here is going to be that instead of having one single token, we are going to have two tokens connected with a bonding curve. And this is the part that we are differentiating from gardens. A commons is a gardens with a bonding curve. So this is the second project. The first project is finish gardens, help the garden swarm finish gardens. And the second project is let's build a bonding curve on top of gardens. And this also implies, for example, to change the front end so it appears the price of the bonding curve on the Honey Pot front end. But this is something that we are already working on. We have been working slightly during the last 1-2 weeks. And the other part of all of that is to have a way to convert tokens in the bonding curve. So this is something that we started doing at the beginning of Common Swarm. This is the front end that we have for that. So let's see if it works. Yeah, if you have, for example, TC that I don't have right now here, you can convert it into XDAI, and in the other direction you can also. If you have some XDAI, you can convert it into TEC. So if you convert it, then you have TEC at the price that it gives you. Let's see which price it is. Let's wait a little bit.
Just a silly question: is this the front end you're using like React or Vue?
Yes, it is React. I will go a little bit deeper later, but yes, this is mainly React and Aragon UI as the library for creating components. Are you familiar with React, guys?
Yeah, I'm not a ninja on that, but yeah.
Okay. Just to finish this part, I just converted 32 cents into 500 test tech, and now I can do the other side, which is convert 500 test tech into XDAI. And the thing here is that, well, there are many things that are not contemplated. It might have some exit or entry tribute that is not contemplated here. Imagine that every time that you are transforming test tech into XDAI, there is a attribute that goes to the funding pool, let's say 20%. This is something that it's already planned. We don't know which tribute we are going to have because it depends on the params of the common substrate. But probably we will have one of those two tributes, and it is not reflected here. If you try to convert, it is giving you the price directly from the bonding curve, but not the price that it should have, right? Basically, we have to subtract from here a 20% in order to be accurate. And it also should appear somewhere like you will receive a minimum, very similar to Uniswap. I don't know if you have seen. Somebody is talking to me. Oh, wow, this is version 3, right? Let's see if it works. Basically, sometimes it tells here minimum received is going to, this is the amount that it appears.
Maybe click the I button, the little I next to it.
Which one? Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
right.
Okay, that's the interesting part. Execution price versus spot price. We are also going to have percentage here. As it is working right now, we have something that we should not have, which is we don't have any percentage here. We are accepting anything that they give us. So we have to change that and accept 1% less, just in case that there is a lot of slippage, but more than 1% we should not accept. That's one of the things. Do you understand this part, guys?
Sorry, you mean like if the price is like we shouldn't accept if the execution price is lower than the spot price?
What it is giving to me is that I will receive 8.8 Aves for 1 ETH, right? But if the price of Aave goes very, very up, I will still, what it's telling to me is that I will receive at least 8.7 or 8.6 because at least the price of the amount of Aves that I will receive will not drop more than 1% of what I am accepting right now. That's the thing. It used to say
of this slippage.
It used to say the amount of minimum Aave. Right now, it tells us something else. I prefer to see the amount of Aave that I would receive, but it's okay. Maybe I should just use HoneySwap.
It's like a front run protection.
So this is one of the issues that we have here in TEC-Conert. Require a minimum return amount. And we have also that manage exit tribute property, which is if you are converting, you need to remove from here the exit tribute. And in the other sense, if you are converting, if you are buying TEC, then you need an entry tribute. This is something that was already done by Tonga. So the person who did it should ask Tonga if what he has and take the job. And also there is another problem that is when you are changing the address. If you just did a conversion and then you change the address to another one and do the conversion again, the transaction fails because somehow it loses who was the address. That some way it loses the pointer to your wallet. So it should also be fixed, which is this other issue here. Address is not properly detected. So these three are very good first issues. And then we have, this is already taken by Kay. And now we have also this other stats page that we need to, in order to understand what is going on with the bonding curve, to have a graph with the price and the supply and the point that tells you are here, and other statistics. This one, it is not yet ready because we should discuss it with Marco, for example, and do a proper site before we introduce it here. But the rest are already available if you want to take them. And basically, this project is using Ethers, Web3, and React. Sometimes it uses Ethers, and sometimes it uses Web3. But probably Web3 is not that used. It's only for the utils. And it's maybe something that, well, they are two libraries that are used to work with the smart contracts. Basically, what you are saying is, hey, a smart contract that changes that makes the conversion, sync that with the MetaMask, and then it pops. So, well, this is the demo I wanted to show you. You just have to go to TEC-Conert and do a yarn install and then a yarn start, and this should work for you. If you have some WXDAI, you can convert it into test tech, or I can just send you some test tech so you can convert them to XDAI. Is it fine?
Yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah.
Any questions or something?
No, I understand the thing. And just understand like the big picture. The idea is that this app will be used for people to interact in the hatch, like for rage quitting and doing out and in the bonding curve. After the hatch. Sorry, after the hatch, the bonding curve app, etc. will be in here.
Exactly. This is the front end for the bonding curve. So this is where people buy into the economy and where fees are taken, and then the exit and entry tributes, and then that goes to fund the funding pool. And it's the front end for the simulator that you're playing with. And we gave a lot of stuff we were mostly looking at the conviction voting, but this is the bonding curve side where people actually buy and sell.
I have a question. I don't know. I suppose this has been asked before, but like, is there a specific reason why we're using wrapped XI instead of just normal XI?
That's a good question. Wrapped XI is ERC20, and the software was adapted to work with that. And in order to use XDAI, which is the native token, it's like ETH in the XDAI network. It is much difficult because any ERC20 is working well, but for the native token, the events, there are no events when you are getting money, and also the functions that you use in order to transfer XDAI are different. So it is like another case. And I was trying to give support to XDAI, but at the end, it was difficult to have the two versions, one for the ERC20s and one for the native tokens. It could be done, of course, but it took so much time and it was not working so well. So at the end,
makes sense. Thanks.
At the end, we are using. By the way, at the end, we are using RapidXDAI. Maybe we transform it into Agave XDAI in the future if people want. So we will have TEC in one place and Agave XDAI in the other.
We'll have to see how everything goes. But Vitor Nuggan and anyone else who's interested, there is a nice dev opportunity here to dive in. Probably just try running it locally, and then we'll discuss it as we go. Obviously, right now we still have the hatch going on, and there's a lot going on. But this is just that little. Speaking of which, you cool with me taking it, Sam, and going into the rest? I think Paulo, or actually Sam, you had some other updates that you wanted to give as well.
Go ahead, Dave. I don't really know.
Okay, that sounds good. Paulo, you had a few updates, but were they very board related?
Yeah, basically, and one of the updates is about the feedback that we got when releasing the demo, that we got a couple of issues that people sent us. But I can discuss it with the board.
Okay, yeah. Well, let's start there then. Which issues are these?
Basically, there are only two. I think one's from Greg. I think that I think the same problem happened to him about sending the rage quit transaction. Apparently, the transaction failed, but it came through later. So it's basically the same issue that we got on the previous demo. Maybe I can talk with Craig later about this issue and see, because I think it's the MetaMask endpoint, but I'm not sure.
Is there an actual issue for it on the board?
No, I have to create it. I can do it. And the other issue, I think it's yours, Griff. But I don't know if it's related to the rage quit issue. I can share my screen in a second. Can you guys see my screen?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So basically, there are only two issues. Oh, three. Sorry, but you sent one too about the rage quit transaction fail also. I'm not sure it's related to the problem that Craig had or not.
Probably.
Okay.
What was Craig's?
And the other one, it's about the target code that apparently someone saw the mingle animation when the target code was reached, the animation showed the mingle instead. So that's the other issue. But I'm still working on that. But there are only those the two issues, I think, and the video sent, yeah, and the video that we need to update. But that's all.
Cool. Wow, that's awesome. Nice. The feedback form got some action.
Yeah. And I think the other things, I was working on some minor styling refactoring that I did because some people had trouble seeing the the exchange value, the exchange like price when you try to redeem. But nothing more to report. So that's from my side.
Is it already done, Pablo? Because we had this as an issue.
Yeah, it's already done. I just need to publish it.
Okay, that's cool. We have an issue for that, so just close it when you have it.
Okay.
Okay. Well, how do we have the video and the text? Maybe, Chui, do you know something? Or are you thinking on... Because I think that some weeks ago we thought that was
We had a draft, and I think you're working on an animation video.
I didn't understand.
I'm sorry, that got cut out. What was that, Griff?
The animation video for the hatch page and the text.
Oh yes. We're doing that with Mount Manu. His reference are the Celeste videos. So I'm working on I'm still working on the script and the storyboard, and probably I'll have him ready by tomorrow's working group so that we can discuss it. And yeah, as soon as we can give it to him, he can start with designs and also animations around it. About the text, I have a link to the HackMD, and I'll share it in the group, so you can let me know what it's from. I think Nate just added some changes.
And what about the interviews that Septi and Jess were doing to people?
Oh, you mean the bigger video? We just saw a cut today. Earlier today, we're gonna have some adjustments, and tomorrow in tomorrow's working group, we're gonna be showing in advance. It's looking so good. Like we still have we are still 2 days ahead of our deadline for a first cut, and it's already looking so good. But yeah, actually on the content workshop after this, we're gonna be working on some of the B-roll and the stock footage that we need to get. So yeah, there's some progress around that. It's just that I need to communicate in the board because people don't know we're improving on that. But yeah, we're definitely presenting some advances this week.
Okay, and why the animation video and not this one? Because I thought that we were going to add the interviews.
No, the animation video is supposed to be the one replacing the video in the hatch. So I just sent this HackMD link to the Commons group, and this is the text that is gonna be there, and the video that is gonna get replaced by I think like a minute and a half long at the most, just animated video with brief introduction, and then we're showing this text in the. So this is the idea so far for the hatch landing page.
Cool. So adding that to this issue, I couldn't assign you, Chewy. So I think in the Commons Swarm repo, we might need to give you like add you, but I just tagged you.
Okay.
And
I
Paula,
can join it, right?
I think so. I've had trouble joining. I just finally got in, I think today. But ZenHub's been giving me a lot of weirdness. Like In fact, this is an issue as well. Like ZenHub has been really weird since we converted from the old repos to Common Swarm. And so I don't know. I'm going to try to figure out why ZenHub is working, unless someone else wants to take that on. ZenHub has just been really weird. You've had the same issues, right?
Yeah, I had the same issue.
Yeah, so I don't understand what's happening here, but it's on the to-do list. Okay, fix refund front end was something we wanted to discuss. We were talking about skipping it, Paulo, just because we're going to do most of the refunds with a script, and so people could use to refund early. They could use the UI, but it's kind of a niche use case.
Okay, so we will take out that side panel. You mean?
Well, it's just when people if we get to the refund, not rage quit, but if we get to the refund stage,
okay,
then
okay, yeah, we can take it out.
Cool. It's still something that needs to be like tracked, but I don't think we need to ever do it. It's like need to get an icebox pipeline. There's this change collateral value color.
Yeah, that was the issue that I was talking about. That I already fixed it because apparently the color was too gray, maybe, and people couldn't see it very well.
Can I close it?
Yeah, you can close it. I'll link it to the pull request when I upload it.
Oh, nice. Okay, cool. That's an easy one. Unit tests for hatch connector. Is this still in the works?
Yeah. I need to work with Paulo on this one. So yeah, this will be happening this week.
Nice. Okay, cool. Rename all parameters to match final consensus name. Actually, there's another one here that I saw that you happen to close, Sem, but I kind of want to bring it in and do the same thing we did with the hatch for the bonding curve before we get too far down the line. What do you think of that?
Okay. Actually, we are still in the very beginning of the bonding curve parameters because we are still figuring out how it works. So we don't know which parameters we are going to use to define the bonding curve, but they are not going to be so much. The parameters of the bonding curve, also the parameters of the entry and exit tribute, I think that they were more or less clear. And I don't know if I will begin with that for now.
No, I would say it's blocked by the commons template.
Okay.
But then once we have an example template out, then we take it and we run it through some other stakeholders, the comms team, and like people who are like, oh yeah, no one knows what this means. We can't call it that, or or whatever, before we get too far down the line.
Okay.
So actually, me and Adria. So this is blocked by something, right?
Yes, I still need to finish I found an issue with the height template that I want to fix before I send it to him.
Is there an issue for that? The issue with the hatch template?
Probably freeze the hatch contracts. It's already in progress. It's there. Okay. The bottom one. Yeah, it is the only thing that I need to fix. It's taking the open date as a parameter for the vote permission.
Okay, cool. Then I believe, is there any other issues that people want to make sure to sync on before we close this call?
I will say, guys, if you want to hack together with the TEC-Conert, you can do that this week. Take your time, install it and have a look into it, but then we can do some hack session.
Oh, Nuggan, we can't hear you.
Yes, especially with you, Vitor, Nuggan, and Fabio.
Nope. I can read your lips though. They're just close.
Yeah, I think I need to get like more understand a little bit the project, like look at the code. But I think like you show like how does it work, and yeah, maybe like getting a small task would be interesting at the beginning.
Okay, do you listen to me now?
Yeah.
Do
No,
you hear me? I hear you well.
Yeah.
I was saying, if you want to do a hack session with the TEC-Conert, we can do that. First, install it in your computer and play with it a little bit. But at the end of the week, if you want, we can do a hack session together.
Great. I'm in.
yeah, if we could like maybe get a time where like me, you, Meg, and like Fab as well, then we can think.
You want
after,
to
like, we
set up a date already?
What?
Do you want to set up a date for that?
Yes.
Yeah.
For me, it's okay.
What day do you prefer? Maybe Friday is a good time or earlier?
No, Friday was good for me.
Yeah, Friday is good for me as well.
In the evening, which time zone are you?
I'm Europe, Central Europe.
I'm 1 hour after New York time.
Okay, what about, for example, 7 and 8?
Okay.
You are after or before? I always get confused with that.
Vitor and Fabio are in Brazil.
Yeah. It's 1 hour after New York time.
New York time. 1 hour after.
It's then it must be late. Okay, let's do it 8 at European time, which is going to be
like
more or less better for you. If you don't have anything else.
What time will be for me? Yeah, I think it's gonna be okay.
Should it be an hour or an hour and a half?
Whatever you want, guys. I'm quite free this day.
I think we can plan hour and a half and then see if it gets faster, we just cut it early and we can reserve like extra time. I think for me it's okay.
Cool. I will. I'm making the calendar invite now, and I'll see if Fabio can make it as well. Okay, cool, guys. Well, thank you for the great call. I think that's everything. I want to try to end early because we always end late, and I'm sure lots of people have back-to-back calls. Thank you so much for a great party here. Let's see. Make sure. I'm pretty sure. Oh, there was one last issue. Migration. Is there any demo this week for the Commons, for the TE Commons? I don't think so, right?
No, we don't have. So
the only thing that we need to do to finish off the hatch demo is just migrate after people have rage quit, and maybe in test like what happens if people rage quit after the vote to migrate happens or something like that, and play around.
Yeah. I don't know if we reached the quorum. I created the vote like 4 days ago, so if we didn't reach the quorum, we have to repeat the vote. But we have to check out.
Okay, cool. Well, thank you guys, and we'll see you next week.